Baker, swim dodge, fires and scores!
Skipping in step, behind the back! Pass, the extra look, and the goal! Shot on goal and good.
Thank you for joining us on Long Island here at Huntington High School, where the two-time state champion Blue Devils, a season removed from a regular season league championship, look to continue their ascension, taking on Half Hollow Hills, playing their first year as a combined school and featuring a whole lot of young talent. It's a big-time Suffolk County matchup right now on the Varsity Media Sports Network. I am Gavin Shaw, and I am joined by Andrew DeLoya, who played at Northport High School, graduated in 1991, Hobart in 1995, winning a national championship in 1993, and a former coach at Haberfields. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us. Interesting game, two teams, 7-4 on the season. Hills, a younger side. Huntington, not rebuilding, but reloading after their best season under Julian Watts a year ago.
Yeah, you look at this matchup and you see this is going to be a competitive game. There's a lot at stake. I mean, we have some great weather. We haven't seen weather like this in a few weeks. These are two teams that, when you look at their resume, you can see that there's no such thing, but they've had losses against really quality opponents. Likes of Northport and Melville and teams of that nature. So this is going to be a competitive matchup, no doubt.
And we talk about Half Hollow Hills as a younger team, and that is reflected in their impact player for the game, Andrew Constantino. He is just a junior, but he has been impressive to start this year.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the numbers. What a balanced sheet. 18 goals, 20 assists. Shows us that he's an unselfish player. He probably draws a lot of attention, but with vision, feeding his teammates and setting everyone else up. Nice job by Andrew so far this season. Heading
to a great program in 2 years in Towson. He anchors the Hills attack with his playmaking. And then for Huntington, they have a senior star. It's, of course, Robbie Smith, who a year from now, or at the end of this season rather, will be headed to Stony Brook, and he is an incredible all-around athlete, Andrew, not just a star lacrosse player, but also an all-state wrestler.
Yeah, that brings an element of toughness, which is what you look for at the high school lacrosse level. I mean, Robbie Smith is the ultimate Swiss Army knife, just sheer athleticism. I know he's battled through a couple of injuries, and I know he's looking to have a big game today. So let's look for Robbie Smith, and Stony Brook's getting a good one.
Half Hollow Hills, as we noted, it was a team last year under Connor Hagens. Last year, of course, it was Hills West and Hills East. Connor Hagens coached Hills West, and he noted we had to play a whole lot of 8th graders. Numbers were really down after the COVID season. They only had 25 players on the roster, but with both schools combining, they've reloaded, and all of a sudden the talent pool is quite deep for Half Hollow Hills.
Well, thank goodness they don't combine in basketball, Gavin. If Hills East and Hills West combined in basketball, I'd retire from basketball coaching. You look at Coach Hagens. Thank God he's not playing today. The guy looks like he could run people over. Very, very excited to see this matchup and see what Coach Hagens has with this combined roster.
So let's take a look at the starting lineup for Half Hollow Hills. As we noted, it's a deep group, and obviously the big name to know is Andrew Constantino. But you look at that midfield, someone like Anthony Rayo has just been fantastic in his freshman season.
Yeah, anytime you can get contributions from a freshman at the varsity level, it's a great thing. It's also great for him that he's getting this game experience, which is going to really pay dividends for him down the road as a sophomore, junior, and senior. And I know Huntington has some pretty good freshmen as well, in Timmy McDonald and Tommy Klein.
And so, full look at the starting lineup for Hills: James Bruno, Gianni Rotundo rounding out the attack, AJ Nambiar, Santino Rosito, Nico Gikas rounding out the midfield, and then on defense, Luke Lully's older brother Sean, a star at Duke, Mike Pirano, he has been fantastic so far this year, Andrew Burke and Jacob Shapiro in goal. It is a deep group for Hills, as it is for Julian Watt's side at Huntington. It's not just Robbie Smith. Aiden McNulty leads them in points this year, but you see the whole lineup, Andrew, and they're a veteran-laden side, a team that had a whole lot of success going 12-2 a year ago, bringing back a whole lot of that talent.
Yeah, when you go 12-2 and you come back and you play the quality schedule that Huntington's played, and you have seniors, that really bodes well for them down the stretch here as they look to make a playoff run.
Huntington also in the lineup for them, as we noted, around Robbie Smith in attack. There's a lot of other options. Chris Machin there as well. Ethan Evans in the midfield. Aiden McNulty leading them in points. Liam Lennon, a speedster. They've taken off since they moved him to midfield. Anthony Annunziata. And then on defense, of course, Aiden Corello, Jaheim Hawkins, maybe the most improved player on the team. And then their vocal leader, Harrison Krywak. Sammy McArner has done a great job as well in goal this year. So, Andrew, we noted these two teams, at least on paper, very equal, both 7-4, both sort of looking for that signature win against elite competition. Half Hollow Hills did beat Ward Melville. That was their big win of the season. For Huntington, Julian Watts has said, we're still looking to put 4 quarters together. What do you see as the keys to this game?
Yeah, I think it comes down to the face-off circle. I mean, just who can get a few extra possessions on the face-off circle, who can maybe steal a couple possessions off of their ride. And as it always comes down to, ground balls and turnovers, especially with teams that are this skilled, the extra possessions pile up, and could really make a difference if it's a 1 or 2 goal game.
Connor Hagen's noting that this game is going to really be focused on, to your point, that face-off circle. And Nico Gikas, the name to know there, just a freshman for Half Hollow Hills, and he's battled all season. I mean, Andrew, you know better than I do. So much physicality needed at that position. It's so impressive when a freshman can hold their own, and he's going to have his hands full going up against Anthony Annunziata, who's committed to Yale.
Yeah, that's a great matchup to watch at the center circle. Annunziata, obviously, his resume speaks for itself. Yale's getting a great face-off man, and he also does other things. He's not a guy who just does the face-off and gets off the field. He provides value in other ways. So let's look and see what happens at that circle, and let's look to see which wings pick up ground balls off the face-off. So it's going to be an exciting matchup for sure.
A thrilling one here in Suffolk County. Coming up next, it's Huntington against Half Hollow Hills when we come back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect sets and music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect sets and music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
We are back on the Varsity Media Sports Network, about to get underway. Half Hollow Hills against Huntington. We've mentioned their names a couple of times, but Half Hollow Hills led by Connor Hagens in his 14th season. Previously, the head coach at Half Hollow Hills West, where he graduated in 2002. He took over the combined program for their inaugural season playing together. And then for Huntington, it is Julian Watts, who was a St. Anthony's grad, part of that legendary 2003 team that went 18-1, had 12 Division I commits, and beat Holy Trinity for a championship. Both Julian Watts and Connor Hagens went on to play under Seth Tierney at Hofstra, where they were actually roommates. So there a good bit of trash talk this week. Andrew, as a longtime coach, do you like coaching against a friend, or is it a little bit stressful?
Well, one of my best friends in coaching is Tom Fitzpatrick, the legendary coach from Walt Whitman, who won 2 Long Island championships. And we would battle, we would compete, and then we'd regroup after the game and have a great conversation and go back to our normal friendship. I can't imagine the banter that's going on between Coach Hagens and Coach Watts right now. It's probably a little bit different from when they were playing video games on their couch at Hofstra, but really exciting, really fun. You see them giving each other a shug and a hug on the field, and that's really what it's all about. Lacrosse brings people together, and to see them connected in this way is really fun for me to watch.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a blast for both of them. You know, you get to call someone out on not doing dishes 20 years ago. It makes for a fun game, fun environment, and again, 2 very even teams, so should be a fantastic matchup as we are about to get underway. Hills in the red and black, Huntington in the white and blue. And this is a Hills program that you just feel like they're on a trajectory to compete for a Suffolk championship in the next couple of years. Hills East made the finals in 2018. Hills West made the semis in 2019. And now that they've combined just so much depth in that program, while Huntington looking to reach the heights of those 2 state championships in 2005 and 2007. So a quick tie-up, and that was the note from Connor Hagens on Nico Gikas as a freshman. Just a fighter. He'll lose sometimes, but he'll rarely lose easy, as this initial ground ball goes to the Blue Devils and to the stick of Aiden Corello. And we'll get to see the Huntington attack to start this afternoon off.
Nice job by Corello securing the loose ball and getting Huntington their first possession of the game.
And sometimes, I mean, to your point, it's not even about the face-off guy, right? It's about those wings, their ability to fight and scrap in those piles. And what a big win for Corello, the Georgetown commit, to start this matchup off.
100%. There was a little bit of a scrum. The ball kicked out, and it really came down to who wanted it more.
So we'll get our initial look at this Huntington attack. Again, a well-balanced group. Liam Lennon currently in possession of the ball, 21 goals. Aiden McNulty, 16 goals, 25 assists. Robbie Smith has 22 goals. Anthony Annunziata has 14. There's a lot of different ways the Blue Devils can beat you. And there's a good bit of defending. Nearly the interception by the long stick Pirano, unable to handle it. And the shot off the crossbar for Ethan Evans, or excuse me, is off that left pole. And it'll be Half Hollow Hills ball. As Huntington will go to work on the ride, quick clear for Half Hollow Hills. Anthony Rayo taking a tumble. Rayo, just a transcendent season. A year ago as an 8th grader, had 37 goals and is someone who gets a whole lot of attention defensively, pretty much always has a pull on him. That'll be the case this game with Aiden Corello trailing the young star.
If you're Corello, you're going to take a lot of pride in not letting a freshman beat you.
As a coach, will you drive that home to your player? Hey, do you really want to lose to a freshman?
Oh, absolutely. You remind them what year they are and not to let it happen.
AJ Nambiar, the fastest player on Hills, showing off the speed here, and will reset to X. Rapid fire ball movement for Hills, and Rayo putting on the moves. Corello, good footwork, sticking with him. Rayo hunting for space, spins back, fires, didn't have much on the shot as it was deflected by Sammy McArner, the junior netminder for Huntington.
You could see Sammy McArner in the cage just pointing and talking, and that's what you want to see from your goalkeeper. Really nice job there by Sammy Mack, staying low and making contact with that ball and deflecting it out of bounds.
So Hills will reset up top with Nambiar, who's heading to Cornell as a student. Exceptionally smart kid. Will fire and have it deflected out. So now working back the other way is Huntington. And an aggressive ride from Hills. But quick ball movement for the Blue Devils will free him up. Harrison Krywak dodging defenders and finding some green grass.
The last possession for Huntington ended with a little bit of a careless turnover. We'll see if they get a little bit of a better possession, maybe a little bit more ball movement, and see if they can get something going towards the cage.
Huntington on offense runs a lot of motion. They want all 6 guys constantly moving, nothing static. It's the goal for Julian Watts in his 6th year leading the program.
Well, that's the Tierney philosophy from Princeton, handed down to Seth Tierney, and I'm sure it rubbed off a little bit on Coach Watts. And it's a good formula. It works.
Losing the ball a couple of times is Huntington. Robbie Smith couldn't handle it after it dribbled out of the net of Ethan Evans. So Huntington, to your point, Andrew, a little bit off kilter, a little sloppy in the early going.
You tend to see that the first quarter of games as guys get their legs underneath them and start to get a feel for their matchup. It's important to get the ball around, get everyone a touch, get the rhythm, get your feet underneath you, and find your seams, find your spots.
And again, the Blue Devils coming off a spectacular season. They went 12-2 a year ago. They won the league. They were upset by the 9-seed Sachem North in the semifinals. Just heartbreaking, according to Julian Watts. We're trying to win a championship for their seniors. John Kirsch, an All-American, now at UMass. And, of course, Liam Hassett, an All-County performer, now at Siena. But the Blue Devils brought a whole lot back, and they're confident they can reach similar, if not greater, heights this season. Rayo working it inside. Hard shot put on net and hit off the face mask of Sammy McArner, that time from Gianni Rotundo.
One of the things that Sammy McArner does so well, you can see he's always on his toes. He's always jumping. He's always bouncing. He's always alert. And that makes a difference. That's why, that's a save instead of a goal.
Jacob Shapiro provides a similar presence in net for Half Hollow Hills. Connor Hagen's noting he makes the kind of saves that he probably shouldn't, and a lot of the team's energy and life is predicated on him doing that, fires them up with how he plays defensively, as that was an ambitious look, trying to find Evans inside. Was Robbie Smith too far on the pass, but Huntington will maintain possession. Or excuse me, it's Chris Machin that time on the errant pass. So it'll be a Nunziata rather from up top. And how important is that when you have a face-off guy who doesn't just come off right away, but can do it all, stay on the field, and be effective?
Oh, I think it's really important. I mean, if he comes up with the face-off and you get possession and you don't have to run him off, just allows you for a few extra offensive opportunities throughout the course of the game.
It was McNulty on the shot. Jacob Shapiro, a good snag and goal Bouncing back the other way, firing and scoring for Half Hollow Hills. It's Joel Filardi.
Yeah, I can tell you, sometimes shots from that distance coming from the long pole, they're more difficult to save than a shorty. He really stepped into this one. Sammy Mack was in good position. It looked like he may have just been screened, that ball going over the defender's shoulder, making it for a difficult save.
Picture perfect placement, hit that top left corner. Filardi, just a freshman, was on varsity as an 8th grader. Again, it's just a great group of young talent for Connor Higgins. Filardi and Rayo, two of the headliners.
The youth movement at Hills in lacrosse. It's going to be exciting to watch over the next couple of years.
And the face-off again, contested, scooped up by Aiden Corello.
Really nice job getting the ball to the short stick and then getting off the field by Corello, too. That was a heady flip pass.
And this is from someone who's never played, so this is an observation. So
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong on this, Andrew, but it seems like teams get a little extra fired up when their long stick scores.
Oh, 100%. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it certainly can be a momentum shift in a game. It's really exciting for the long pole, too. There's some teams now that keep their long pole on the field a little bit longer, or they'll do like a fake sub. They'll jog them off, let the other guys sprint off, and then run them back looking for a 6-on-5. So that's fun to watch for everyone, for the fans and for the players.
Mikey Klein putting on some speed. Ethan Evans has had some issues handling the ball in the early going. Able to recover nicely that time. Now it's Mikey Klein, the junior, 11 points, 6 goals, 5 assists on the season, working it around. Jack O'Brien, who has played injured for most of the year, just 3 points on the season for the York College commit. As he looks to get going, good idea, but Robbie Smith couldn't handle the pass, but O'Brien runs it down.
Yeah, you can tell O'Brien's a tough kid battling through those injuries. Look at the speed on Lennon.
Fastest player on the Huntington roster, and backed up that time by Mikey Klein. Klein putting on a move, looking to attack from X, and easy money on the save for Jacob Shapiro.
Really nice split dodge by Klein. I think if you're Coach Watts, you wish he maybe just created a little bit better angle, but great save. Great save on that.
And here's Filardi, the long stick, staying on offense, looking to build a little momentum.
Now he's going to sub back through the midfield and get the shorty on.
So it's Rayo resetting as Santino Rosito will come off the bench. Rosito stands, according to his head coach, maybe 5'2", but according to Connor Higgins, plays like he's 6'5", a monster junior season, 31 points, 22 goals already.
Hey, 5'3" with the helmet.
You got to count it. Now it's AJ Nambiar, good footwork. Speeding in, drawing the double, takes a hard check, but maintains control of the ball.
That was a really nice slide by Mikey Klein, realizing that the defender was beaten, coming in to help and slowing Hills down.
Rosito can't find an inch of grass. Both teams have played great defense in the early going. Just an amazing shot by Filardi that has a goal on the board in this game. Rayo looking to replicate that effort. Shut down that time by Corello. Now winding it is Nambiar again. Klein slides into his face and dislodges the ball.
That was an excellent job by the Huntington defense. Their footwork and their stick position was absolutely perfect on that hole. I think we're going to get a flag here. Nope.
Nothing doing.
Aiden McNulty, number 24, did a great job for the Blue Devil basketball team as they made it to the second round this year. He was a key player for them off the bench. Multi-sport athlete, which a lot of college coaches look for these days. They're not looking for the specialization. They really like to see kids playing more than one sport. And McNulty's an example of that.
The best overall athlete on the Huntington team, according to Julian Watts. And Liam Lennon slowing down the pace. Letting everyone get into position. Now the slide comes. He's doubled. Reset up top. And Annunziata off the mark.
That was just an excellent job by Lennon, realizing that the double was coming and making a pass out of it and creating an advantage-disadvantage situation for Huntington.
It's one of those, as that shot skims in front of the net by Lennon, one of those basketball lacrosse overlaps, right? Draw out the double, pull it as far out as you can, and then make the pass and try and leverage the open space.
There's so many parallels between basketball and lacrosse, and even more so in recent years. As you see right here, Mason setting a screen on the ball. So it's really unique for me as a basketball coach to watch and see. There's much more screening action than there was 15, 20 years ago.
I should have noted on your resume, county finalists at Northport this year.
Yeah, thank you very much. I don't want to tell you who we lost to.
As that shot goes in, Chris Machin ducking in front of the net and notching his 19th goal to tie this game up at 1.
What Machin did really well on this, if you look at the replay, is obviously he made a great dodge here, but he took an extra step and created an angle. Right there, he's got 6 feet of cage to shoot at instead of 2 or 3 feet. So great job by Machin creating the angle and putting the ball in a difficult spot to save.
Beating Jacob Shapiro that time around. So we'll get another look at the face-off spot again. And as Gikas does battle with Annunziata, Huntington will rotate in Robbie Smith on face-off, but it's mostly Annunziata who's winning about 70% of his matchups this season as Gikas gets him from behind, and a crucial win for Half Hollow Hills. And a timeout taken, so 1-1 game in the early going here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We'll be back in just a sec.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film.
Thank you for joining us back at Huntington High School. A quick look inside the Hills Huddle. And we wanted to remind you this game is brought to you in part by Turf Tech USA, an industry leader in artificial surfacing, installing state-of-the-art synthetic turf solutions for indoor-outdoor fields, providing the next generation of artificial grass for commercial or residential landscape applications. Turf Tech does not use crumb rubber, but instead a non-toxic, environmentally friendly quartz and infill. No pesticides, fertilizer, chemicals, or watering required. Estimate the cost of your next project at turftechusa.com. That's what I'll be doing after the game, and it's a good one so far. Hills and Huntington tied 1-1. Andrew, what's your feel of the flow of this game in the early going? Well,
I think it was a little choppy the first couple of minutes with a couple unforced turnovers early. That's also because both teams are playing pretty good defense. So, a lot of times you might say, you're turning the ball over, you're being careless, but that's really being generated by the defensive positioning, the stick work of both teams on defense, and really good goalie play early on. I think Sammy McArner has done a nice job making some saves and keeping Huntington in the game.
Aiden Corello as well, just trailing Anthony Rayo whenever he goes. That's been the matchup I've noticed in the early going, as it's Hills East ball following the face-off win for Nico Gikas, his first of the game. Gikas, again a freshman, has hovered right around 50% all season, giving up size in essentially every matchup he has, but battling and continuing to keep Half Hollow Hills relatively even in terms of possessions.
Sometimes that size works to his advantage in terms of leverage and can be difficult to go against.
Rosito had his pass deflected by Corello, and Corello knocks it over in a big-time scoop and run the other way by Aiden McNulty. And now a timeout taken the other way, so a fantastic stop for Huntington there.
Yeah, and you saw McNulty's athleticism coming up with that ground ball and dodging through traffic to get the ball over midfield and allowing Coach Watts to call a timeout.
Or excuse me, that was the end of the first quarter on the Varsity Media Sports Network. That's I misled you there, Andrew. But a 1-1 game after one. We'll be back. Competitive matchup here in Suffolk County.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
Second quarter about to get underway here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. 1-1 game for Huntington against Half Hollow Hills. It was Joe Filardi, the freshman long stick midi for Hills, who ripped a shot past Sammy McArner to start the scoring, and then Huntington able to tie it up. Chris Machin, a brilliant dodge from X, great patience to get one past Jacob Shapiro. And on procedure, it'll be Hills ball in the black and red going left to right on your screen. Anthony Rayo quiet in the early going, but again, just a heck of a talent as a freshman. 37 goals as an 8th grader for Rayo in possession right now, coming off a monster 2-goal, 5-assist game against North Babylon. Plays on the nationally famous, I should say, 91 Shock travel team. So he is one of the preeminent talents to come through this Hills program in the last couple of years. And Constantino also in that category, working it around, fake by Rosito. Rosito deterred, at least for the moment. Now it's Rayo. Corello's done beautifully guarding him.
Corello's footwork is just unbelievable. I mean, he's always in the right position. Nice save by Sammy McArner. Wow.
Denying A.J. Nambiar that time. And now Huntington breaks the other direction. Robbie Smith losing it wide out to Ethan Evans.
It has to feel like the next goal might win. I mean, it's really just a defensive battle. I think possessions become really crucial as the game goes on here, and as we get down to crunch time later in the game.
And it becomes almost like soccer, right? Where if you don't score that second goal, all of a sudden there's just this world of pressure on you.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time in the game. It's just the way this game is flowing. The goals are at a premium.
Jack O'Brien working from up top. Draws the slide. Will reset. Huntington, nice patience and a great look inside. Ethan Evans couldn't redirect it in. Oh, man, that was a golden pass.
That was an unbelievable pass in traffic and a great handle. Just couldn't finish.
Almost, if we're going to continue with the basketball analogies, almost a post-up for Ethan Evans there.
100%. He sealed his man, got the pass was made to the outside.
And Nambiar had that ball knocked out of his stick. It's scooped up by Lennon. Lennon will start off the break. Up ahead to Machin. Machin speeding in, looking for his second goal. Lost the footing. And the loose ball scooped by Michael Pirano. Up and down, escalating action here at Huntington High School. Now that pass mishandled by Luke Lully. And I'm sure both coaches are saying, guys, slow it down a little bit. Just hold on to the ball. And that an issue again. Lennon, though, in fortuitous positioning. And I think for both sides, a fortuitous timeout. Julian Watts calls for a break as the action was getting a little erratic on both sides.
I thought that was an excellent timeout by Coach Watts. You could just sense that something was about to go wrong right there. And not only did he save possession, gives himself a chance to maybe reset his lineup, set something up on offense, and get organized.
So let's take advantage of the timeout to tell you about one of our favorites, the Long Island Metro Lacrosse Foundation. Their mission is to spread the positive spirit of lacrosse and support the highest ethical standards for all participants. Their annual initiatives, including targeted grants, scholarship programs, lacrosse educational clinics, and events to raise awareness and resources in support of the game. And they have a number of great events, including the Shootout for Soldiers, the Hall of Fame game, the Lax Like a Girl tournament, High School Founders Cup Awards, scholarships, the 9/11 Memorial at Farmingdale State, wheelchair and special needs lax clinics, the Division I game titled the Metro Cup, and of course the Division II game titled the Legends Cup. And this has the makings of a legendary game, one that was getting a little off kilter. Julian Watts trying to just reset things, and obviously we talk about Hills as the younger team, but even for Huntington, John Kirsch did so much for this group next year, and it was one of those situations where everyone had to step up a level in his place, and in turn, even I think 11 games into the season, Huntington still finding their footing a little bit, and Watts, I think, recognizing that and saying, all right, let's just slow things down, regroup, and figure this out.
Yeah, those timeouts are crucial. It's important to get reset, get reorganized. Now they have McNulty in the middle of the field. Looks like Lennon will be able to clear it.
Hills plays very contained defensively there. Content to put a lot on the shoulders of Jacob Shapiro, who has, again, just been excellent so far this year. And as good as he is defensively, just as crucially, fantastic on the clear, throwing long passes to kickstart transition, a big part of their offense as well.
Yeah, Hills looks pretty content to pack their defense in. And then when Huntington's been dodging, they've been doubling early and, forcing Huntington to pass out of it. And when you have a good goaltender, you can do that.
And it's a big emphasis for Hills, or rather for Huntington, not to go too quick offensively, looking for the best shot, not the right or not the first shot, is the quote from Julian Watts. And they're content to match up Hunt. They'll keep stringing the offense along as long as they need until they get the right defender on the right offensive guy.
And that's the other thing. You asked me earlier about some changes in the game. I mean, everything's become about matchups and finding the right matchup at the right time. And Coach Watts does a really good job of that. And, that's why you see guys like Robbie Smith having such a successful season. And
as Liam Lennon throws a carpet burner at Jacob Shapiro in good position to get low and save it.
Jacob Shapiro had a great look at that and made a nice save.
Rayo showing off the wheels on the clear. And another timeout called by Watts. That one taken by Hills. It was Connor Hagan. So we will take a break as well on the Varsity Media Sports Network. 1-1 game midway through the second quarter.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effects set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
This game has hit a bit of a lull in terms of the pace. We were a little more up and down in the middle of patient possession by Huntington. And I thought a good timeout that time by Connor Hagan, just wanting to reset his offense. And to your point, Andrew, when points are at a premium like that, you almost treat these like end-of-game situations where you're like, hey, here's what we're going to do to find a goal here?
Absolutely. You're trying to manufacture something. Listen, dinner's on the line. I don't know what restaurant, but either Coach Watts or Coach Higgins is buying. So they're gonna use their timeouts wisely. They're going to try to draw something up and manufacture goals.
Higgins, we noted, a 2002 graduate of Half Hollow Hills West. Had an all-timer as a teammate, John Walker, future star at Army. And then, as we noted, played defense at Hofstra. Got his start coaching at West Babylon. Was the JV there for 2 seasons before taking over at Hills West, and got to keep the job with the combined programs. Paul Benway, the fantastic coach at Hills East, now his top assistant running the defense. So it's a good setup. And this Hills program is such a bright future with that expanded talent pool.
Yeah, and also having a guy like Nils Hogan around, a guy who has head coaching experience.
Who coached Connor Higgins in high school.
Which is a really great dynamic. I think it just says a lot about Coach Nils that he's able to do that and fulfill his role and help out one of his former players.
And it must be such a treat for Higgins to have that wealth of knowledge and experience to go on, and someone you can always go to in a tough situation.
It's one of the great things about Long Island lacrosse. There's so much great coaching that goes on. There's an unfortunate. Nope, staying with Hills.
Pass was off the mark by Rayo.
I thought it was a pass. And I think Coach Watts thought it was a pass also.
Because that's the distinction, right? If it's a pass, it should have been Huntington ball.
If it's a pass, it's a turnover. If it's a shot, it's who's closest to the line. And I think that's what Coach Watts was tactfully pointing out to the official.
Could be a game-changing penalty. His headshot by Rayo blocked away. What a stop that time by Sammy McArner.
One of the things that Sammy Mack does so well is he attacked the offensive player on that. He didn't sit back in the cage. He made the cage smaller by approaching the offensive player. He does that really well. That's what we spoke about earlier with his footwork and how he's always on his toes.
A ballsy play for Sammy McArner going out to challenge Anthony Rayo. It was the best opportunity Rayo, the young Hills star, has had all game. And again, in this low-scoring affair, Huntington content to take their time as the long stick Tim McDonald will run off.
Timmy McDonald is an excellent athlete. He's a freshman. I've had the privilege of coaching him in basketball and CYO when he was a kid, along with Tommy Klein, another freshman for Huntington. Great kids. Future's bright for Huntington.
Oh, duck in, fake and a goal. Ethan Evans. The Hills defense was lulled to sleep, and Evans jumped in to take advantage. A 2-1 lead for the Blue Devils.
That was just an unbelievable cut behind the defense by Evans. You see someone got caught ball watching there. Who delivered that pass?
Hard to pinpoint it, but it was an excellent give off. And Evans, great instincts going back door. We've talked about this as a very defensive-oriented game, and any mistake becomes that much more emphasized when points are at a premium. So another crucial face-off with just around 5 minutes until the half. Hills trying to regain momentum. They won't do it here. A clean win that time for Annunziata.
Annunziata got great leverage on that face-off.
Ethan Evans works the ball around. Robbie Smith to Liam Lennon. Machin from X. Little more pace offensively now for Huntington.
And listen, with the 1-goal lead, if you get another great possession here and you can make it a 2-goal separation, it's going to feel like a 4 or 5-goal lead in a game like this.
You can almost sense the extra confidence in the way they're moving. Lennon can't find an angle. Machin with 19 goals on the season. That was a tough look inside to Mikey Klein. Ground ball scooped up in traffic by Klein. He's had a great two-way game so far for Huntington. The Blue Devils still searching for that signature win this season. Could it come today as that one went flying out of the stick of McNulty? Will stick with the Blue Devils.
And Huntington's doing a good job backing up the cage when they do shoot. So excellent job maintaining possession and resetting, reorganizing, and getting another good possession, making the Hills defense work.
Mikey Klein, one of those guys on both ends, just does all the little things right.
Well, he's played a lot of lacrosse. Travel lacrosse and school ball, and I just like the way he moves on the field and the way he sees the field. Huntington's getting much better movement now as they're rotating and sneaking behind the defense, putting a lot more pressure on that D.
And maybe losing a little patience that time was Machin. Ambitious shot, and it was stopped by Shapiro. Contested pass, Rayo, good catch in traffic. McDonald was all over him, but Rayo just outpositioned McDonald. That would have been a disastrous turnover for Hills. Velarde has that first goal back in the game. And on the run goes Nambiar. Dispossessed from behind by Jaheim Hawkins. Tossed up and taken the other way by McNulty. Now Corello.
Corello can do this in transition. He's a very skilled player with that long pole.
A good bit of defending that time from Jaheim Hawkins, the senior defender, and he'll get some compliments presumably from Julian Watts. The Blue Devils call for time. We'll step aside on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Yes, it's my fault.
You're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event? Look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Had a run of great games recently on the Varsity Media Sports Network, Garden City, Manhasset, and some even bigger ones coming up. Farmingdale takes on Syosset tomorrow at 5. Chaminade and Manhasset, one of the games of the season. Chaminade smarting from that loss to St. Anthony's. Manhasset, they're looking to rebound after losing to Cold Spring Harbor. Port Washington against Farmingdale, Shore, Wading River, Mount Sinai, Southside, Cold Spring Harbor. Man, it's a who's who's, Andrew. Which of those games stand out to you?
Well, I can only speak to the Mount Sinai game because I saw them in their first game of the year against Northport. Northport has an excellent team this year, and I couldn't believe the talent level at Mount Sinai. Obviously, you have Spallina, but it goes deeper than that. I mean, those kids have been playing together for years. They play all year round. And I'd be shocked if they don't make a deep run in the playoffs. They have so much talent, and they play so well together.
A year after that epic Long Island Championship win over Manhasset, the one challenge they got this year, that Garden City game, it was on ESPN, 8-5. Joe Spallina shut down the first half, came on big in the second. And it just feels like one of those years. I mean, obviously Long Island Lacrosse operates at a high level every single season, but between Spallina, you have Terenzi at Manhasset, the number 3 player in the country. The talent is as good as it's ever been.
Well, if you're a college coach, you're going to send your assistant to the island this year for sure. I mean, you should be doing that every year, but this year in particular. I mean, even look at this game. You have guys on Huntington going to Georgetown, Stony Brook, Yale. Those are quality lacrosse programs.
And for Hills, I think guys who will end up at those types of programs just a year or two out, guys like Andrew Constantino, Anthony Rayo, even as an 8th grader, was already getting some looks from schools.
Absolutely.
They're on a very similar trajectory.
The word will spread that there's a youth movement at Hills, and the college coaches will follow.
And again, if they don't want to make the long trek out to the island, that's the beauty of the Varsity Media Sports Network. You can tune in from anywhere.
Shameless plug by you, Gavin.
High quality sportscasts all the time here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. But I mean, you can see it. You're watching essentially Division I lacrosse on the Varsity Media Sports Network this year. You go through all those schools. It's guy after guy after guy heading to high-level programs.
Well, as I've reconnected with the game, I'm just so impressed with the skill level, the quality of the facilities. I mean, even look at this. I mean, Huntington does a great job with this field and the overall facilities here at Huntington. And all the games I've seen this year, it's been really, really high-level operations. You feel like you're at a college game.
Absolutely. Shot that time a little too tall from Annunziata. Backed up, though. Huntington will keep the ball, looking to add to a 2-1 lead in the final minute of this first half.
This is another aspect of lacrosse that has become similar to basketball. You know, if you're Huntington, you're thinking about maybe taking the last shot here, going in at the half with a lead. You see it all too often. Maybe there you go.
Wow, great fight by Pirano, doing all he could to stay on balance and keep it in, but Aiden Corello was right there to scoop up the loose ball. And here's a quick look to Smith, but Smith, to your point, resetting, still 20 seconds on the clock, trying to get that final shot. Yeah. And here comes Annunziata. Oh, man, that was a bullet. Too high, though.
Yeah, I mean, in a game like this, you want to make sure that you have the lead at the half, and I'm sure that's what Coach Watts was saying from the sideline. Let's make sure we get the last shot. Now they're going to go. Obviously, they have a set piece here, and they'll try to make something happen.
Final 5 seconds. McNulty trying to get something in front of net. Robbie Smith couldn't handle the pass. Will dribble out to midfield, and that'll do it for half number 1. A thrilling first half of action. The initial goal scored by Joe Fulardi, but then 2 straight for Huntington. It was Chris Machin, and then he was followed up by Ethan Evans. What do you think the adjustments are for Hills to get going offensively in the second half?
Well, I think it comes down to movement. You see, Huntington's getting better ball movement, better cutting action, putting pressure on Hills' defense. I think Hills has to do the same thing when they're on offense. And listen, if you're someone who loves defense and appreciates good goaltending, then this is a great game to watch. Either team could adjust their offense, but if the goalies and the defense continue to play at this level, it's going to be a 5-4 or a 5-3 game. So we'll see what happens, but maybe try to get an easy goal in transition. We haven't seen a transition goal today, I don't think.
Just a couple weeks left in the season. Playoff positioning on the line. 2 7-4 teams trying to set themselves up for a run. We'll see who gets the W next after a break on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect sets and music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effects set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect sets and music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
Second half about to get underway here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Huntington leading it 2-1 against Half Hollow Hills. Both teams at 7-4, battling for playoff positioning. One more time, Gavin Shaw alongside Andrew DeLoya here for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Andrew, going to the break, we talked about Half Hollow Hills a little bit. What does Huntington have to do to maintain their advantage? I think it comes down to possession. Win the face-off battle, get a good possession, try to figure out a little bit more movement against that Hills zone defense. Hey, and before we get going, Chris Mason assisted that second goal to Ethan Evans. We checked the replay. It was a great pass by Chris and a great cut by Ethan Evans. A big win initially to start the second half by Nico Gikas, but great work on the ground ball initially by Corello. And now A.J. Nambiar coming out of the pack, taking a late hit from Corello. And it will be, I guess, Huntington ball after that pile up. So great start for Machin. 1 goal, 1 assist. Accounting for both Blue Devils goals in that first half. So he set up Ethan Evans, who had that great cut across the crease.
And you look at Mason's frame. He's got a big body in there. He's a big target in the middle of that zone. He also can see over the zone from X. So we'll look to see if they look to work that in the second half.
Hills has done a good job keeping Robbie Smith in check. A lot of attention paid his way. Michael Pirano really standing out defensively in the first half for Hills.
One of the benefits of a zone defense like Hills is putting in right now is it keeps you in games, right? But one of the detriments is if you fall behind, then you have to extend your defense and go to a man. And so if they get into a situation where they fall a couple goals behind, it'll be interesting to see if they extend and go man and pressure a little bit more. But with a goalie like Shapiro, this is a good play right now.
Huntington continue to show off that signature patience offensively, not rushing anything. Couldn't quite get the shot they wanted to at the end of that first half. Robbie Smith would have had a good look at it. Couldn't handle a heater of a pass. McNulty, another guy, has been relatively quiet. Again, their leader in points on the season is 41. Creative passer as a lefty. 25 assists for him on the season.
No shot clock.
Take advantage of it.
You're up 2-1 right now, and you're not getting a stall warning, and you have possession of the ball, and you're winning, and no reason to force it.
You always talk to coach, and they say, we hate the rule, but as long as it's there, we're going to take full advantage of it. Though that time a little too patient for Huntington, as that errant pass will return possession to Hills.
It was a good cut by Smith. They just weren't able to connect.
That execution, at least targeting Robbie Smith, has just been a notch off all game, and a great job through traffic that time.
Tremendous check by Corello.
Dispossessing Ryan Chung.
He did not give up on that play and chased him down and made a great check and saved the scoring opportunity.
A big scoop by Fulardi, and Hills will get another shot at it. And Hills has spent seemingly that entire second quarter on defense, and now come out of the half and have to play a lot of defense. A big win for Fulardi there to at the very least, give his back end a little bit of rest. Constantino tagged by Krywak. The Stars on both sides have not made a lot of noise. Rayo got the one shot. Constantino doing all he could there, and recovering that ball late was Sammy McArner.
Sammy McArner attacks the ball from the goalie position and really makes it difficult for the offensive players.
He had huge shoes to fill this season with Alex Fushilla, the all-county goalie, graduating. It was a tough competition for the starting spot between him and the senior, Matt Mead. And Arner put in the work, won the job, and has been great since. Another big-time clear for the Blue Devils. Back to that patient, lull-you-to-sleep offense. And it's dangerous if you're Hills, and I'm sure there's something Connor Hagens emphasized during the break. You got to stay alert, because that second goal was just because someone fell asleep on that back line, Ethan Evans, that quick cut, and it was 2-1 in a blink of an eye.
Every possession matters, every play matters, every loose ball matters, every ground ball matters. It's especially in a game like this. So this is really an interesting matchup and interesting pace.
And if you're Connor Hagens, you have to still be preaching patience to your defense, right? Only down a goal, so much time left in the game, you don't want to get overextended, presumably.
No, he's doing a great job sticking to the game plan. And, obviously they have an identity with this and a game plan, and they're sticking to it. It's only a one-goal game. So there's no reason to panic, no reason to abort mission, and we'll see how it plays out.
The sliding just so on point for Hills, so coordinated. Smith breaking and finding a gap in the zone, but couldn't find the back of the net. And you see some fire on the back end for Jacob Shapiro.
Yeah, Huntington's really got the right idea offensively with their patient approach and cutting behind the defenders. So it's just a matter of time before they...
Oh, and a crucial turnover there. Machin came up with it. Machin was knocked on his backside, and a flag comes in. Shapiro tried to speed it up the field to Rayo. Rayo nearly made a great play on the ball, but was in so much traffic, and Huntington might have had a golden opportunity on goal if not for that check. And now they'll have a man up.
Yeah, you see here on the replay, that's a hit from behind, and easy one for the officials to make the call on.
Went against Luke Lully, the St. John's commit. Brother Sean starring at Duke. So a golden chance here for the Blue Devils in a game where, as we keep saying, goals are at a premium. The first extra man chance for either side.
It's hard to believe that there's 6 minutes left in the third, and this is the first man-up opportunity, and that only 3 goals have been scored.
And to your point, not a lot of transition tries for either side. I think that Fulardi goal was in a slightly unsettled situation, and here you go, the duck in. Jack O'Brien on the finish. Machin again picking up the assist.
Machin has been involved in all 3 goals today, and that was just another great look. See, he could see right over the defense here. beautiful handle, beautiful finish, and he took the hit.
And again, O'Brien's, I think his statistics are not indicative of the type of player he is. That was just his second goal on the season, his 4th point, but the York College commit, a high-level finisher for this Blue Devils side. He's been playing injured all season, but finding his form now, that a big-time goal.
And now we'll see if Hills makes some adjustments. Down 2, feels like 4 or 5. We'll see if they adjust defensively on the next possession.
Jikas, good second effort. Gets the ball to Fulardi. Rotondo, who's been quiet, has some space, and an answer comes quick for Hills.
And there's the transition goal we were waiting for, Gavin.
Gianni Rotondo, his 13th on the season. And what an answer, and it started with that second effort in the circle from Nico Jikas.
Yeah, they took advantage. They had an advantage-disadvantage situation there. They had a little bit of a break. The slide was on point. It was a great shot.
I like the decisiveness from Rotondo, too. That's been missing on both sides as Jikas looks to maintain the momentum, and it will be Half Hollow Hills ball.
You just get the sense that the pace of the game is about to increase. You get that feel right now.
And it's always interesting how the momentum on the face-off transitions to momentum on offense, transitions back to momentum in the face-off circle.
It's one big play can generate momentum.
And now Half Hollow Hills will take their time. Again, both teams very methodical, offensive, almost surgical to an extent in terms of finding their matchup, isolating it, and attacking it.
And both teams have very good stick skills and a very disciplined offensive approach. And both teams also play great position defense.
Constantino looking for a cutter. Well defended, nearly a spectacular grab by Rayo, but Corello continues to put him on ice as Huntington looks to get going up the field. McDonald will charge off after a good effort on the clear, and the Blue Devils will reset.
And that was Tommy Klein on the clear, the freshman.
Younger brother of Mikey, one of 3 Klein siblings in this Huntington program. Their dad, Greg, played at UMass.
Tremendous person, tremendous family.
And we noted Mikey Klein, I thought especially in that first effort, really stood out to me for his effort on both sides of the field. Some great slides defensively and working as a facilitator. On offenses, there's another one. Aiden McNulty, he'd been quiet all day, no longer. Huntington back up by 2.
And one of the things Aiden McNulty did really well on that was change the plane of a shot. And, when he brought the stick down here and changed the plane, it made it difficult for Shapiro to save, similar to what it would be like when a long stick would shoot.
Low to high, Julian Watts noting that is McNulty's signature. Rare combination of leading a team in points offensively and also being arguably the best defender for the Blue Devils. The senior has done it all. Actually, heading to Clemson, will not play lacrosse there, but not a guy you'd want to see in intramurals.
No, you're not going to want to see him playing club lacrosse. He'll dominate.
Annunziata circling after another victory in the circle, but that pass thrown away as he was looking for Machin.
Yeah, I think Annunziata wishes he could have that one back, maybe place that pass to the outside.
Rayo.
Good job by Huntington on the ride right now, making Hills redirect.
Shapiro coming out, forced further up the field than he would like. Shapiro's got to get it away, and I thought a good timeout there with his goalie in no man's land, Connor Higgins, bailing him out.
Excellent timeout by Coach Higgins.
Final 4 minutes of the third quarter. Huntington back up by 2. Hills looking for an answer And we wanted to remind you that this game brought to you in part by Turf Tech USA, an industry leader in artificial surfacing, installing state-of-the-art synthetic turf solutions for indoor and outdoor fields, providing the next generation of artificial grass for commercial or residential landscape applications. Turf Tech does not use crumb rubber, but instead a non-toxic, environmentally friendly quartz and sand infill. No pesticides, fertilizer, chemicals, or watering required. Estimate the cost of your next project at turftechusa.com. Good turf, so crucial. If your kid is an up-and-coming lacrosse player, Andrew, you want to invest in good turf.
Yeah, the synthetic turf business has grown, and there's multiple usages for it. And obviously, there's a lot of people who do it for training purposes or do it because they have a dog. But let's talk about the turf right in front of us right now. You got Hills and Huntington ready to. It's going to come down to crunch time. I mean, it's 4-2. Hills possession. Coach Higgins is drawing something up. I think both goalies have really had great days.
And it was a real challenge for Coach Higgins this offseason, as he had to bring two programs together, and he was saying, it went about as smoothly as it could have done. The combination of Hills East and Hills West in lacrosse has been in the works since 2019, and that preparation paid dividends. COVID accelerated the process a little bit, and Connor Higgins noted, look, a lot of these kids grew up playing together, so there wasn't this battle for, hey, I was the top guy on West, I was the top guy on East, who's going to be the top guy here? They were all very quick to acclimate. And, I mean, I think to your point throughout this game, Andrew, talent likes playing with talent, right? It makes things easier on everyone. And you're seeing it now with Half Hollow Hills. We're listing off all these guys, junior, freshman, sophomore. They look better than their years because of that depth, because of that quickly found chemistry.
Yeah, if you're Coach Higgins, you're not happy. You burned a timeout there, and you didn't get anything out of it.
And instead, Huntington working in transition the other way. Now Smith will pull it out.
Yeah, there's a lot of communities like that here on the island. You have Smithtown East, Smithtown West, Sachem East, Sachem North. Those kids, to your point, they grow up playing club lacrosse together, intramural lacrosse together. They compete during summer leagues, and so it's nice when you can see them, unify and come together as a team.
And again, considering the youth of the group, a great start. 7-4 this year. We know they beat Ward Melville, who's a perennial power in Suffolk County. Huntington, conversely, you talk to Julian Watts, he'll tell you they're still looking for that signature win. They're still looking for a game where they put 4 quarters together. It could very well be this afternoon.
Yeah, Huntington poses danger for whoever they match up with come playoff time. They really are a team that could beat anybody, and they've proven that. They've been in games with high-level opponents, and if you're looking at the playoff brackets, it's not a team you want to draw in the first round.
And they proved it a year ago, winning the league, going 12-2. Obviously didn't have the postseason that they wanted, but it was sort of a wake-up call to everyone in Suffolk that this program that won 3 straight Long Island championships about 15 years ago, they're on the rise again. Lennon patient at X. He's headed to Geneseo to play soccer next year, and has a screen set up for him by Smith here. Rizito switching on to him. Winding cut. And a great check by Jack O'Brien. Or excuse me, it was by Jason Bush for Half Hollow Hills. And it'll remain with Huntington.
There's a flag on the play.
So man up opportunity for the Blue Devils. There was a lot of contact in that crease area. Final 2 minutes of this third quarter. Aiden McNulty, who scored that last goal, will look to add to the Blue Devils' advantage. And you got to keep in mind, these are two teams just in the last week have exceeded the 15-goal mark multiple times. So it's not for a lack of talent on offense. It's just been that kind of game as we get going here with the man up.
Now, this is an interesting...
Lennon puts it home real quick. and a game-high 3-goal lead for Huntington.
What was really interesting on that, Gavin, is that Hills locked off Robbie Smith behind the cage and decided to play 5-on-4 on their man down, and Huntington took advantage of it. They had a little bit more room to operate, and they were able to get a goal out of that. It was a really, really nice move by Lennon.
The quote from Julian Watts is, Lennon always seems to surprise people with his speed. You know, he's fast. You get on the field with him. It's a little quicker than you might have thought. And I think we saw a good example of the slide coming just a little too late.
Yeah, and the fact that he predominantly plays lefty comes into play also. I think sometimes the defense forgets that. And obviously he's got the speed to back that up and use it to his advantage.
A one-move guy, made it, got straight to the cage, put it home, and a game-high 3-goal advantage for the Blue Devils over Half Hollow Hills.
Well, sometimes you see players with tremendous athleticism try to make too many moves. Listen, if you have speed and you make one good move and it's a quality move, that's the way to play it.
And it's a credit to Huntington defensively. Rayo coming off that 7-point game. I believe Constantino had 5 or 6 in his own right against North Babylon. They have been completely shut out so far. It's Aiden Corello on that back end. And he has a whole lot of help from, of course, Sammy McArner, Mikey Klein, Jaheim Hawkins, Harrison Krywack. A deep goalie as that shot off the mark from Rayo. Maybe a little frustration as he shot from way out.
I'm just really impressed with Corello's footwork and his stick positioning. He does not give up anything easily. He even on that, he had his stick on the hands of the offensive player, and that's a big help for Sammy McArner.
Constantino trying to spin inside as he's deterred.
And Krywack does a great job staying on the top shoulder and not giving up the angle.
Nambiar resets to X. Constantino didn't want to try that matchup again, and there's Corello dispossessing Rayo. Rayo wins it. Rayo has a lane, will dump it off. Good recovery for Huntington. Oh man, the Blue Devils got back in position quick.
That was Timmy McDonald on that recovery.
And that'll wrap up the third quarter. A fantastic stop for the Blue Devils. Half Hollow Hills left looking for answers as we head to the fourth on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effects set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
12 minutes to decide a winner here at Huntington High School in Suffolk County. The Blue Devils a 3-goal lead over Half Hollow Hills. And then, Andrew, I thought maybe the defensive sequence of the game there for Huntington. Corello knocked it out of the stick of Constantino, and then it looked like Rayo had the advantage off the loose ball, but Huntington recovered so quickly.
Freshman Timmy McDonald made a great defensive slide, cut it off, and that's a crucial play. There's a big difference going into the fourth quarter in a game like this, up 5-2. Or having it be 5-3. So, those are the little plays that don't show up in the stat sheet that really are crucial to a game like this.
And the ball was knocked out of the stick of, I believe it was Rayo, or maybe it was Constantino. It could have been Nambiar even. Who's to say? Right at the end of that third quarter. So it's a face-off to start the fourth. And Jikas has gotten stronger and stronger as this game has gone on. Again, it's such a great sign for freshmen. You're going up against Annunziata, one of the top face-off men in Suffolk County, a veteran heading to Yale. And he's very much held his own, but that time Annunziata getting the better of the youngster.
I'm impressed with Mason today. He's really a steadying force, involved in a lot of the offensive possessions.
And Huntington up by 3. Will be content to sit on this ball, really take their time, hunt out the best possible look.
See, Smith attracts so much attention defensively that he's allowed open alleys and open seams for some of his teammates today, and he's done a great job of not forcing the issue.
Yeah, Smith, even though he doesn't lead them in points, clearly the number one guy, and I think that dichotomy is because he's content to be a decoy when it's advantageous for his team. It's a whole lot of unselfishness from the senior, who again is heading on to play college lacrosse next year at Stony Brook. Excellent football player, all-state wrestler, does it all. Getting a little confused that time was McNulty, not realizing he missed the ball, able to recover. It's a real challenge for Hills defensively at this point, right? You're trying to maintain that shell, but at a certain point you have to get a little more aggressive in terms of trying to force a turnover.
I think they're getting to the point where they're going to really have to start to extend their defense and put some pressure on the hands of the Huntington offensive players.
Fulardi nearly picked it off, but man, oh man, what speed and stick skills combined by McNulty to recover that ball. And here's Smith getting aggressive, maybe too aggressive, losing the ball, and big-time scoop by Fulardi, who has been the MVP of this one for Half Hollow Hills.
Yeah, that was actually Mason on the play who had the ball stripped. As we reset here, Mikey Klein with the defense, and Corello just continues to impress me.
Nambiar fires it in, can't hit. Maybe a little too quick on the shot. Lennon will run it out.
You get to see the speed of Lennon in the open field.
And we were having that conversation right at the beginning of the game, right? Corello, a veteran, all that pride, and presumably Julian Watts hyping him up pregame. Like, you're really going to get showed up by a freshman, and he is. If that was the verbiage, and to be clear, we're making it up, that certainly worked, because Anthony Rayo has just been shut down so far in this game.
There's going to be a day in Rayo's career where he gets matched up
on a hot shot freshman.
On a hot shot freshman, and he'll be thinking back to this Varsity Media broadcast. He's a heck of a player.
Yeah, hopefully we're here to talk him up, dominating an underclassman. I mean, but man, that's the season for Rayo. I mean, he's seen a lot of veteran long sticks guys who are going on to play lacrosse at the highest level, and he has absolutely toasted a whole bunch of them with 28 points on the season.
It's the ultimate compliment when you have a guy like Corello matched up on you, and hopefully he's using that as experience, and it's going to elevate his game, and it's going to help him have a great high school career, hopefully get recruited to play in college.
And we noted on the club circuit, playing for 91 Shock, he plays that level of competition all the time, year-round. Connor Hagan saying he's so far ahead of his year just of his age levels. That one is again stopped nicely by Shapiro because he's played that top competition his whole life. A big hit from behind. There's that guy Machin again. Rayo, good recovery on it. Final 8 minutes now. Hills has to find a good shot, but also has to operate with some urgency.
Krywak has done an excellent job today too on defense. His position defense, and he seems like he's always in the right position defensively, and Hawkins is doing a good job as well.
Krywak so crucial as the emotional leader of this Huntington team. Julian Watts noting that they can never have a bad day at practice because Krywak won't let them. He'll always be loud, he'll always be firing guys up, and And Coach Watts likes to run very competitive practices, and he says Krywack leads the charge in that respect. Constantino dumps it off. Rayo had a step on McNulty for a second. It was a nice slide over by Hawkins to get in Rayo's shooting space.
And speaking with Coach Watts before the game, he said the level of their practices recently have been very, very high.
Mambiar finding Rosito. He gets on the board, and Half Hollow Hills needed that.
A rare defensive breakdown by Huntington. I think it might be their first defensive breakdown of the day.
Another look at it here. And that's sort of Rosito's specialty, right? At 5'2", taking advantage of his height, ducking in from X. And Connor Hagen's the quote from him this week. So, they'll forget about him, and the next thing you know, he'll have 4 goals.
Well, how about that? That was a perfect example of what Coach Hagens was speaking about.
Hills back in it, desperately needing Chicas to come up big in the circle here. It's been him against Annunziata, all day. What a battle. Annunziata trying to rip it out. Now the ball dribbles free. A tie-up, and I think they'll run it back. This is just a heck of a matchup that is at different points define the tenor of this game.
Coach Watts showing confidence in the freshman, Timmy McDonald, putting him on the wing on a key faceoff situation.
And a clean win this time for Annunziata. With 6.5 minutes to go, that could be a game-defining faceoff. Ethan Evans, who scored the second goal of this game, content to sit on it for the moment. Now the ball starts swinging around. Game's so important for playoff standings, with these two teams tied at 7-4 apiece. Smith has been held scoreless all game, content to be a decoy. Hills not changing anything up defensively just yet. And there's an angle and a shot off the side. It's a golden look that time for Liam Lennon.
Good hustle by Jack O'Brien to back up the cage. Save possession for Huntington.
Another one of those little plays that could define the game.
Not in the stat sheet.
Lennon thinking about it again. Deterred. Duck inside. Golden shot. Jack O'Brien pays it off, and that might be the dagger for the Blue Devils.
That was a great look by Ethan Evans as Jack O'Brien cut behind the defense. A lot of the Hills defenders were ball watching, and O'Brien took advantage of it.
Jack O'Brien, almost like a mid-season acquisition for Huntington. Again, he was playing, but he was playing hurt, starting to get a little bit healthier. Came into this game with just 1 goal on the season, has 2 on the day for the Blue Devils. And that one could seal it, especially with that big win from Annunziata.
Still only a 3-goal game with 4 to go. It does feel like a bigger spread, though, doesn't it? And just the way the game is played out.
And just the job that Huntington has done, maintaining possession, staying patient, not taking a shot just because it's there. And now you see the Hills defense change their shape and come out a little bit. Smith trying to turn and shoot, deterred. And another timeout from Julian Watts.
You have to wonder, Coach Watts played for Seth Tierney, and obviously Seth Tierney's dad, Bill Tierney, was a legendary coach at Princeton, and that was their style. It was possession, movement, patience, and obviously that style rubs off on you. Coach Watts has his own style and his own philosophy, but when you play for great coaches like that, you pick up their characteristics, and you see it in the Huntington team.
You see a little bit in Hills as well with Connor Hagens coming from that same school. We want to remind you this game brought to you in part by the Long Island Metro Lacrosse Foundation. Their mission is to spread the positive spirit of lacrosse and support the highest ethical standards for all participants through annual initiatives, including targeted grants, scholarship programs, lacrosse educational clinics, and events to raise awareness and resources in support of the game. And they have a whole lot of good outings. Shootout for soldiers, the Hall of Fame game, Lacks Like a Girl tournament, High School Founders Cup awards, scholarships, the 9/11 Memorial at Farmingdale State, wheelchair and special needs Lacks clinics, and of course the Division I game known as the Metro Cup, and the Division II game known as the Legends Cup. And if you're Connor Hagens and you're in that Hills huddle, what are you saying to your team at this point?
The time is now. I mean, there's only 3:51 left to go. If you're gonna make a run at this, you have to do it now. You have to be aggressive. You have to throw a little bit of caution to the wind and kind of let it rip now. I mean, it's time to pick up the pace, extend the defense a little bit, pressure, double, and see if you can make something happen.
After that last face-off win for Annunziata, we saw Hills start to extend their defense out a bit, go man. Same outlook here as Fulardi covers Liam Lennon. Lennon double teamed. Good job spinning out of trouble. McNulty weaves in and out.
Yeah, and if you're Huntington, you want to keep the ball in the stick of McNulty and Lennon and let them utilize their athleticism and their speed. And extend Hills out, maybe get an advantage, and look for a 5-on-4, 4-on-3.
I think it's an underrated skill. McNulty's carrying is so solid and allows him to leverage that athletic ability. Again, able to maintain control of that ball. And Julian Watts may be thinking McNulty getting a little too fancy there, talking to him.
Well, McNulty was doing everything he could in his power. I think sometimes you got to look at the other five guys. What were they doing to get open for him? And that's probably what Coach Watts is talking about right now. Like, how do we spread the field out? How do we get the ball in the stick of our athletic players? And what do we do when the double comes? Where are we going to be? Where's our outlook going to be?
Hey, you were noting a little earlier, talking about this Huntington team, that you think they project well to the playoffs. What do you like about them in terms of their ability to, I guess, compete with the best in Suffolk County?
Well, how about this? They already have. And they've competed at a high level against some really, really good teams. And I think they're peaking at the right time. That's what you see a lot in playoff lacrosse. When you're playing your best lacrosse heading into late May. And I think that they're one of those teams that those games against Smithtown East and Northport and Ward Melville, it's going to pay dividends down the road.
Yeah, took on Cold Spring Harbor earlier in the year, 10-4 loss, but that loss looking better and better and better given that Cold Spring Harbor has knocked off both Garden City and Manhasset. And then to your point, when they played preeminent competition in Suffolk, only lost by 2 to Ward Melville, only lost by 4 to Northport, 1-goal game against Smithtown East, and they've beaten everyone else on their schedule, the teams that they quote-unquote should beat. Again, the emphasis for Julian Watts is can we put it together for 4 quarters? Can we beat elite competition? It feels like they're on that trajectory to be there at the end of this season.
100%. I would not want to face them in the first round of the playoffs.
And you could say the same for Half Hollow Hills, as much as they've struggled offensively today, led by Constantino and Rayo, a pair of gunslingers you don't want to see in an opening round matchup.
How about this one? Whenever you have a goal, high-level goaltender,
Not even looking to net was Jack O'Brien. Might have had an easy one.
That's okay.
And redirecting, Corello lost the ball. Fulardi again forcing a big turnover. Now Hills has to go quickly. Under 3 minutes to go. The outlet pass up ahead to Jason Bush. Rayo from up top, denied. Big time save, Sammy McArner, second chance. Ball's up for grabs. Who's going to come up with it? Hawkins nearly had it for a second. Emerging from the pack in possession was Tim McDonald. Big time play.
Big time play by a big time player. Great job by the freshman.
That felt like a last gasp for Hills, and now just 2 minutes to drain for the Blue Devils.
What tends to happen in these scenarios is as the defensive team is in desperation mode, sometimes they get a cheap penalty, and Huntington's doing a nice job staying patient and spreading the field.
Machin ducking. Oh, and he missed the net.
Good job by McNulty backing up.
Well positioned to dive, and it'll be Half Hollow Hills ball. 90 seconds to go. Rayo leading the charge. Flanked by Nambiar. Nambiar pass inside, unable to handle it was Rotondo. And now Arner on the clear, and the Blue Devils just have to run out another 70 seconds.
Tommy Klein. Great job.
You've noted him and McDonald just crucial work on those clears throughout this game. I mean, the way to your point, not stuff that you'll see in a box score, but defines a game if you're a big lacrosse fan and you know the game. O'Brien, nice recovery, double team, checked hard. Scooping it up as Shapiro for a moment, now losing it. Great fight on both sides as Shapiro gets sent into the netting and a timeout taken. A lot of physicality in the closing minutes of this one as Hills, to your point, just desperate to get possession back. And let's take a quick look at the upcoming schedule on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We noted just some premier matchups. Farmingdale started off that season on that great run, winning their first 6 or 7 games, taking on a Syosset program in a rebuilding year, but one that's gotten better and better as the year's gone along. Chaminade, the preeminent Catholic power, against Manhasset, the preeminent public power. Port Washington against Farmingdale. Shore and Wading River taking on the number 1 player in America, Joey Spallina and Mount Sinai. And then Southside and Cold Spring Harbor.
Yeah, those are some big-time matchups right there.
A 6-3 lead again for Huntington. It was 1-1 in the early going. And then the Blue Devils separated late in that first half. A crucial goal on a back cut by Ethan Evans. And then in the second, it's been all about balance. Jack O'Brien netting 2. Liam Lennon, Aiden McNulty getting involved as well. And it was something that, Andrew, we talked about in the open here, the depth of that Huntington attack, and it's really come into play on a day where their leader, Robbie Smith, hasn't gotten on the board.
Hey, listen, Robbie's played great. It's just sometimes it doesn't show up in the stat sheet, and he was really the focus point of the Hills defense, and understandably so. And his teammates stepped up, and I'm sure Robbie's happy for them. And on another day, another night, it's going to be Robbie's number that's called, and you'll see number 37 with a filled stat sheet.
So Hills in possession. 30 seconds on the clock. Shapiro will send the outlet up to Pirano. Pirano primarily a defender, but can play offense, and you see it there, a bouncer to beat Sammy McArner.
Again, it's really difficult to make saves when a long pole has an open look like that.
Pirano, the Marquette commit, as we get another look, a quick spin dodge, and then goes low. What placement on that shot. His head coach, Connor Hagans, describes him as a tenacious pit bull. One of the best one-on-one defenders in the county. And again, he's gotten that Robbie Smith assignment for the majority of this game. And we probably haven't done a good enough job giving Pirano credit as part of, at least statistically, Robbie Smith's slow night.
Absolutely. He's an excellent defender, and he's had a great day.
But his Hills team will fall. Huntington running out the clock, and that'll do it. A 6-4 win for the Huntington Blue Devils over the combined Half Hollow Hills High School team to move to 8-4 in the season. Hills falls to 7-5. We'll take a quick break, come back, and give you our RP3 player of the game here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effects set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
If you're an event organizer looking...
Back on the Varsity Media Sports Network, a hard-fought 6-4 win for Huntington over Half Hollow Hills. And for our Whitmore Group RP3 player of the game, there were a lot of good candidates. We had considered, of course, Jack O'Brien, 2 goals, Aiden McNulty. He played fantastic as well, but we had to go with Sammy McArner, the star netminder for Huntington.
Yeah, Mason had a great day as well. Really played solid. But you look at Sammy McArner, when you only give up 4 goals and 2 of them are to long poles, I mean, that's a great day. Just looking at the highlights here, I mean, look how he steps into that, makes the save. His play in goal today was really the foundation for Huntington's success, and his defense in front of him played great as well. So I'm sure, knowing Sammy Mack, he'd be happy to share this award with all of his teammates. We had to pick one. There was a lot of great candidates, and we went with Sammy Mack on the day.
Again, it was not a sure thing for the starting job this year. A hard competition with Matt Mead in the offseason. Sammy McArner more than earned it. Maybe his best performance of the season, and a big-time win for the Huntington Blue Devils. So for our producer, Chris Sweeney, our entire talented crew here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, former national champion, of course, Andrew DeLoya, I am Gavin Shaw, signing off Huntington with the big win.